Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Monday, November 20th. I'm Julie Chang for the Wall Street Journal. There's been a rise in a particular online scam that's targeting teen boys, a sextortion scam. Scammers are posing as, say, a teenage girl, befriending the boys online, and then soliciting nude photos from them. After the boy complies, the scammer will then threaten to share the photos unless the boy sends them money. Our family and tech columnist Julie Jargon has been looking into this, and she joins me now. Julie, can you tell us about a specific incident you learned about?
So I recently interviewed a mom in Massachusetts, and this had happened to her son. So back in July, her 15-year-old son heard from what he thought was a teenage girl who followed him on Instagram. They were chatting via direct message and then added each other as friends on Snapchat. And that's where this person shared a photo of a girl with this teenager and asked for one in return. And this teenage boy sent a nude photo of himself to this person. And as soon as he did that, this scammer told him to send $200 and said that if he didn't, his photo would be shared with his Instagram followers. So the boy panicked. He sent $30, then another $40, then another $25 that he cobbled together. He sent it over Apple Cash. And his mom found out that something was going on because she received notifications from Apple about these money transfers. And she wondered who he was sending money to. So she asked him about it. And that's when he broke down and explained what had happened.
So this sextortion scam, it's not really new. Can you tell us how today's scam differs from the past one?
Historically, it usually involved adult predators seeking photographs and videos from minors. And they would leverage one photo that a young person sent to extort more photos. And while that's still going on, there's this new wave of financially motivated sextortion. Another evolution of sextortion that law enforcement agencies are now seeing, even in cases where teens don't take the bait. Sometimes these scammers are now threatening to create AI-generated nudes of teens.
So this financial sextortion, how long has this been happening?
So this scam has really taken off in the last year. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received fewer than 10 reports of financial extortion just 3 years ago. Last year, they received more than 10,000. And so far this year, they've received 12,500.
You mentioned Instagram and Snapchat earlier. Do we have a sense of which platforms this is happening on?
It can happen on a number of platforms, basically anywhere where teens are going, whether it's a gaming platform or any other sort of chat-based platform where people can interact with people they don't know. But in many cases, it can start in a more open kind of environment, like a place like Instagram, where people can see one another's followers. And then sometimes the scammer migrates the person to Snapchat because they think that because of the disappearing messages on Snapchat, that's maybe a better venue for sharing these photos and messages. So oftentimes it involves more than one social media platform. Instagram says that they remove content and accounts that attempt to extort, harm, or solicit inappropriate imagery. And I also spoke to Snap's head of global platform safety, who said that there are bad actors that seek to exploit some of Snapchat's hallmark features, but she said that Snap is determined to make sure that Snapchat is a hostile environment for this kind of activity.
I'm sure a lot of parents listening are asking the big question, what can they do to protect their children from these scammers?
The first thing, which sounds simple, but it's really important to do here, is to talk to your kids. Make sure your kids are aware that these types of scams are out there so that they can learn to spot them and recognize them and put a stop to them. And it's important to advise your kids not to engage with anyone who asks for a nude photo or threatens to create one. It's best just not to respond at all to that person, but block that person and report the incident to the social media platform. Kids should also make sure that their social media passwords are strong and that they have two-factor authentication set up on all their social media accounts, because one avenue for these extortionists is to hack into people's accounts where they can pull pictures that the kids don't want shared, or pull pictures that they can then use to create the fake teenage girl accounts. Snapchat and Instagram have some really good default settings that can make it hard for strangers to find and message teens. But in order for teens to take advantage of that, they need to be honest about their age when they're creating an account. And it's always wise to keep your social media accounts private and only accept friend requests from people you know.
And if a parent learns that their child has shared photos, what can they do in that situation?
The first thing is to just remain calm, which may feel counterintuitive. Kids are really embarrassed when they realize that they've been duped like this. So if they do, or you find out some way on your own, it's best to just explain that, hey, you made a mistake here, but you are a victim of a crime. So we need to work together to try to resolve this. And so one way to do that is obviously to report the incident to the social media company. And you can also report it to law enforcement. Most states have internet crimes against children task forces. And then the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has a cyber tip line that people can call or access online to report this. And they are staffed by people who will help coordinate law enforcement investigations and also help take down any images that might have been posted.
That was our family and tech columnist, Julie Jargon. And that's it for Tech News Briefing. Today's show was produced by me, Julie Chang, with supervising producer Melanie Roy. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for listening.